This president, in his first days in office, began going around the world apologizing for America.
He went around the world apologizing for America. The president apologized for America. Apologize. Remember, he went around the Middle East and apologized for America.
I know you are, but what am I? Welcome back. Mitt Romney has been traveling around the country for the past year, falsely claiming President Obama has been apologizing for America. But Romney might need to go on an apology tour of his own after insulting London's Olympic preparations.
You know, it's hard to know just how well it will turn out. There are a few things that were disconcerting. The stories about the private security firm not having enough people, the supposed strike of the immigration and customs officials. That obviously is not something which is encouraging, because in the games, there are three parts that make games successful. Number one, of course, are the athletes. That's what overwhelmingly the games are about. Number two are the volunteers, and they'll have great volunteers here. But number three are the people of the country. Do they come together and celebrate the Olympic moment? And that's something which we only find out once the games actually begin.
For more, let's bring in MSNBC contributor Jimmy Williams, The Nation magazine columnist Elise Hogue, and political comedian John Fugelsang, who's co-headlining Stephanie Miller's sexy liberal comedy tour this Saturday night at the What is that? Okay. At the Pantages Theater in Hollywood. Wanted to get that right. John, if you are visiting a foreign country, is it a good idea to insult them?
Generally, no. I haven't read a lot of etiquette books, Michael, but I don't think it's a great idea. He did succeed in making Prince Philip look like Lil Wayne, but I'm really scared he's going to go over to the Israel next week and say the Wailing Wall is Meshuggah. I mean, Mitt Romney's been going around for a year lying about the president, saying he's apologized for America. Now America has to apologize for Mitt Romney.
Oy vey. So Romney's campaign was hoping his appearance at the opening ceremony Friday would spark warm and fuzzy memories of his time running the Salt Lake Games in 2002. I don't know, Jimmy. Is that idea done for him?
You would think, having run the Olympics, he would know a little bit better. Listen, I have read etiquette books, and I can tell you that the UK has, 63 million people, of which I think 92% are white. So for the first time in Mitt Romney's life, he has managed to do something very bad in an etiquette book. He has ticked off 63 million white people. That is not a smart thing for someone to do, especially when he's in their country visiting them and meeting with their leadership. This is not a very good way for him to begin his overseas trip. I am a little bit terrified as to what he's going to do when he hits Israel, and I'm even more terrified what happens when he hits Poland.
Yeah, be careful at that Wailing Wall, sir.
Yes.
Mitt publicly said he met with the head of MI6, the international M16, the international arm of the British Secret Service. Romney was supposed to keep quiet about this. Elise, does that sound like a presidential move, just outing yourself?
I think what we've learned about Mitt Romney today is at least he's an equal opportunity offender, right? He can clearly offend the guys in the NASCAR park wearing their, Walmart hoods, but he can also offend leaders of state and secret security. Look, Michael, I think this is a real problem for the guy. He's got three things going for him, right? He's got Massachusetts governor, which you can't talk about because it goes to Obamacare. He's got Bane, which is the bane of his existence, and he's on the run from. The Olympics was supposed to be his safety school. It was supposed to be his easy one. First thing out of the gates, he screwed it up. What's he got to fall back on? Yeah, he ain't getting no gold medal here, is he, Jimmy? So how bad is it? Could it be the worst day of Romney's campaign?
No. That would be like the weather outside right now here in New York, which would be like a downpour. What we are seeing with Mitt Romney is a steady trickle of gaffe after gaffe after gaffe, which is also known as flip-flop after flip-flop after flip-flop. I hope he's not meeting the Queen or Prince Philip. That would be somewhat devastating. He probably might give her a bear hug or something, which, by the way, just to give you some advice, Mitt Romney, don't touch the Queen unless she extends her hand. It's just not a good thing to do.
Right, exactly.
Jimmy, I want to interject for a second, Jimmy, and point out that Mitt Romney didn't build these gaffes on his own, okay? He had a staff, he had advisors, and they all helped him create these gaffes. Well, he didn't do it by himself.
From birth. These things came from birth. He's had a number of years to develop these with his family, friends, teachers, and colleagues.
Well, besides these congenital political deformations, John, what impact do you think this will have here at home?
I don't think it'll have that much, and especially because he's going to meet with the Barclays criminals who ripped us off with the Libor scandal. I hope the Kardashians will go visit so the American media will cover that. That's exactly who he's going to go visit. And I'm like, Anglo-Saxon, please. So I don't really think it's going to play that much, but it is certainly another link in the chain of Mitt gaffes, and eventually there'll be enough embarrassed Republicans it might make a difference.
Now, let me ask all of you this question. Mitt Romney went out of his way to, I think, diss his wife.
Look, I guess she's got a horse. I don't know. It's a horse of a different color. It's a horse of a different character. I'm not concerned.
I mean, I'm making this up, but it was really pretty bad that he was trying to feign a lack of investment. Was that a good move to suggest that he's not even concerned about his wife having a tremendous accomplishment of making it to the Olympics? Elise, why don't you answer that?
Well, look, I mean, I think his wife has stood by him and he should stand by her, and most women are going to feel that way. But I think it's a bigger problem for him that he does not know how to deal with the fact that he comes off as so completely out of touch from most common American experience, and he's bumbling and bumbling. And it's just like John says, he's got a team that's supposed to help him deal with it, and they're flailing all over the place.
I want to ask you guys a very quick question. What about if Mitt had chosen to go to Africa? I mean, if he's messing up with the Anglos, what's he going to do with the African folk? And my point is, you don't have to literally answer that. What happens when he gets into the broader world of foreign policy where it's even more foreign than the UK, which is pretty simple?
Well, let me say this about Governor Romney. If he does go to Africa, he has the same advisors that President Bush had, especially in the foreign policy field and realm. If he does that, I hope that they have learned at this point, after a number of years, that Africa is not a country. It is indeed a continent, that it is made up of lots of countries. Right. And if that's the case, then he should probably just go see one or two of them so he doesn't get it wrong.
All right, yeah, we got to end it right there. John Fugelsang, I know you got something great to say. We'll postpone it for your next appearance. Jimmy Williams, Elise Hogue, and John Fugelsang, thank you so very much. Coming up, the Twitterverse was not happy with our viewers' gentle criticism of President Obama last night. Up next, I'll give you a little history on my background with the president and who the real haters out there are. Stay tuned.